The US government just shut down. But hold on, that doesn't mean the whole country goes dark. Planes are still flying, social security checks are still going out, and the mail is still being delivered. So, what actually stops? Who feels the pain? And why does this keep happening again and again? Let's walk through it step by step. What is a government shutdown? Every year, the US government needs money to keep running. Congress is supposed to pass funding bills, or at least a short-term extension called a continuing resolution, or CR. If Congress doesn't agree on either, the money runs out. And under US law, the Anti-Deficiency Act, agencies can't spend money they don't have. That means they must shut down non-essential work until funding is restored. But here's the key: not everything stops. Essential services like national security, air traffic control, and social security payments keep going. What pauses are the extras, the services that rely on yearly funding. Think of it like your household budget. The lights, food, and rent still get paid, but vacations, repairs, or extras get delayed if there's no money. What keeps running versus what pauses depends on what's considered essential and what's not. Flights keep running because TSA and air traffic control must keep working. Social Security and Medicare continues since they're funded differently. The Postal Service runs on postage revenue, so it's not impacted. Military and defense operations are continued. Visitor centers at national parks and monuments close and tours stop. Huge parts of the staff of the scientific and health agencies like NIH and CDC are furloughed, delaying research and disease tracking. Consumer protections agencies like the FTC can't process fraud complaints. Permits, grants, and some federal contracts are often frozen or delayed, and about 750,000 federal employees are directly impacted. Many are furloughed, meaning they don't work and don't get paid until later. Others still have to work, like TSA screeners, but without pay until funding returns. This isn't the first time for a government shutdown. Since 1976, there have been around 20 funding gaps and about 10 real shutdowns. In 2013, there was a 16-day shutdown over the Affordable Care Act. In 2018-2019, the longest one in history, there was 35 days shutdown that cost the economy about $11 billion, with $3 billion never recovered. In the 1990s, under President Clinton, 2 shutdowns totaled 26 days. The pattern repeats: disagreements in Congress, missed deadlines, and agencies scrambling to figure out what stays open. Why did it happen this time? This shutdown began on October 1st, 2025, when last year's funding expired. Congress couldn't agree on a new plan. 2 proposals went to the Senate. One included an extension of healthcare subsidies. The other was a clean bill with no add-ons. Neither got the 60 votes needed to pass. With no deal, the money stopped, and shutdown began. On top of that, agencies had already been told to prepare staffing cutbacks, and larger debates about federal aid, subsidies, and budget priorities made compromise harder. Who's to blame? Honestly, shutdowns don't have one villain. They happen when lawmakers refuse to compromise. One side pushes to attach policies to funding. The other side refuses and insists on a clean bill. Senate rules require 60 votes, so neither side can act alone. The White House also makes decisions about which programs to freeze or protect. In 2025, both Congress and the administration share responsibility. Public frustration usually falls on everyone involved. Why you should care? Shutdowns affect real people, not just politicians. If you plan to visit a national park, it might be closed. Flights still run, but delays could increase if staff are stretched thin. Need a passport, permit, or grant approved? Expect delays. Food programs like WIC or SNAP may struggle if the shutdown drags on. Research, health approvals, and cybersecurity protections all slow down. For workers, it's devastating. Hundreds of thousands without paychecks. For the economy, it's costly. Economists estimate this shutdown could cost $7 billion per week. How does it end? Moment Congress passes a funding bill and the president signs it, shutdown is over. It could be a short-term patch or a full budget deal. Wrapping up. A shutdown isn't the government disappearing. It's a funding lapse. Essential services continue, but many others pause. The longer it lasts, the more pain it causes to workers, to the economy, and to everyday life. Right now, we're in one. The big question is how long it takes for leaders to compromise and restore funding. If this breakdown helped you understand what's happening, hit subscribe so you don't miss updates as the situation changes.